I just an angry green screen? Let's hope not. Alright, we should be good. Okay. Alright, we should be good. Let me... More clicky button setting things. There we go. Today is brought to you by the power of Thai tea in a can from Foodland. So, you see my desk is an absolute cluster right now. Someone's car alarm's going off because that's always helpful. And they fixed it. Yay! Alright. So, I've got a bunch of Tyranids on my desk. Gotta focus on the Tyranid. Let's focus on the Tyranid. Let's go to the other camera and focus on the Tyranid. I love that camera. I just don't know how to get it to work. In fairness, it took me like 3 years to get this camera to actually like work well, so I'm just bad at it. So here they are. I'm starting my Tyranid army, my Turvagon, my whatever the hell this big dick monster is. I don't remember the name of this one. Exocrine, I think. There he is, and then we've got my Kitbash. Hello! I got my Kitbash Neurothrope there. Looking extra fancy. As you can see, I was trying to fill in their bases a little. I've got a couple of these guys. But I was trying to fill in the bases a little. Because my plan for them is to get their bases to about this step, where they've got this like blue underneath. And then I'm going to try out this. So we're going to give this a go today while we're bullshitting and stuff. That's pretty cool. And then maybe we will try painting Mr. Big Gun, my Tyranid DAC effects, as well. Because I did not... I got everything built from yesterday. So there's the Artemis guy with the big bow. Here's his dogs. Here's his other dog. They're really cool. I like those a lot. Here's the big kill bow by a little guy that's like underneath of it. Really cool. Really, really cool. While I'm introducing them, I should be like moving them out of the way, but I'm not that smart. Let me do that so I don't punch them with my arm. We got our big boy here. He is awesome, awesomely cool. I'm a little sad he doesn't have any pose options, so while he comes with multiple heads, if you wanted more than one of this guy in your army, he would look basically exactly the same. I mean, I only want one, so it doesn't bother me, but you know, if you wanted more than one guy, that would suck for you. So there he is. He's really nice. The one problem with him is that there's a piece in the back of the leg that wants to ride up, so you have to really hold it firm. Also, with his instructions, the hands have to go in before you put the arm together. This guy's arm has to go in before you put the chest on. Otherwise, the construction gets a little weird. So you really have to follow the directions on him. But besides that, he's awesome. I'm really super happy with him. And then the last thing I have is this guy right here, the Chariot, which is also super cool. I'm trying to repose it so it like looks like it's coming up on one wheel, like it's coming around the turn really, really fast. And I'm going to see if it holds. If it sags down again, I'm going to have to cut the axle and then pin it with metal. But hopefully it won't do that. I swear a little bit. And I went with the guy with the spear. The nice thing is these are push-fit models, so I didn't bother magnetizing him, because if I want him to have the bow, I can just pull the pegs off. So as long as I don't get paint on the pegs, it's fine. As long as I don't glue the pegs on, that's fine. So I can literally just pull his hands off if I want to. Not a big deal. But yeah, there's the two Birdos. There's the guys on it. I tried to repose it and bend it a little so it was like, you know, like tearing ass. Thought that was pretty cool. So we'll see. We'll see how it holds. It feels pretty sturdy to me, honestly. But we'll see. If it sags a little, I will end up cutting it and just replacing the axle with metal. But hopefully I don't have to do that, because I thought this gave it some more fun personality, being a little reposed like that. What else do we got? Go away. Man, this is just like hobby updates. I've got my Marines from the board game. They are a little grungier than I want them to be, I'm going to admit. This guy's also kind of really red, so I have to work on his skin tone, and I have to work on the overall tone of the Marines, because they're a little dirtier than I wanted them to be. So I might try to lighten up their armor a little bit with some layered paint. But they're coming along nicely. Hopefully they'll be all done by next weekend. Because I've got all of the started to paint these guys, but haven't made a ton of progress on it. Maybe we'll work on these guys today after we do the basing for the Tyranids. So my plan then is to try out this basing goo, see how it feels, and then from there figure out what we're doing. Because I want to babble about Gen Con a little today, because it had a bunch of Warhammer reveals, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. So, alright, let me find a brush for this stuff, because I don't really know how it goes on. Maybe we'll try that one. That one might not be stiff enough. I'm kind of looking at like my busted brushes, you know what I mean? Because like, I think this stuff's going to mess it up. Mess up whatever brush I put it on. Let me see what other busted brushes I got. I got a lot of busted brushes. You're probably repairable. Yeah, that one's plenty knackered. Maybe we'll try that one. Yeah, we'll give that one a go. Alright, so what the hell is this? This is Vallejo Water Texture Azure Pacifico, which is Pacific Blue. It was like $15 for this huge tube, which is really good, because normally like GW charges like $7 for that, so that's super good. But I don't know 100% how it's going to work yet, so I figured, I guess it was $16.99. Yeah, I figure we'll try it out. It says it's a dense blue gel of a color similar to Pacific Ocean. Due to the translucent nature of this product, it is recommended to apply it on the base, paired previously with a darker color to enhance the effects of depth. The gel can be mixed with paint, thickness of the application, and you can clear it off your brush with water. So it's probably just like artist's gel medium is what I'm assuming this is, with some color in it. And I took the cover off yesterday, and we'll see what it does. I don't think I'm supposed to mix it or anything like that, but here, we'll give it a shot. It's a really nice blue. So just goop some on there, and then we'll goop it on here, I guess. Figured we'd do this for a couple of Tyranids just to try to get a feel for it, and then see how it dries, and I can report on Instagram if it dries well or not. So I do want these guys to have like watery bases. First I was like, oh, I'm going to make like beach bases, and then I was like, nah, I really want something with like a crazy contrast, because beach would just be yellow. You know what I mean? And then like some bright colors, so shoot shells and stuff. But I was like, you know, I really want something with some really crazy color to it. You know, to add some like brightness to the models, because they're very monotone. So, all right. So I guess we just let that sit. We'll take a look at it later. I guess we'll just put him off to the side there. Yeah. So I got 3 of these guys prepared, so I figured we'd try it out on 3 of them and see what it does. See how it goes. I started coloring some more bases in case I like it. I'm assuming I'm going to, because like if it's kind of, because like this stuff is, I think it's like some kind of gel medium, so it means it's going to behave sort of like the stuff I use to do warp fire on the basis for my demons. I mean, at least that's how it's feeling so far. So we'll see how it sets and all, because it's definitely not as stiff as the gel I use for that. So maybe it'll like settle and be like kind of ripply water, you know. That would honestly be ideal. I think that's how I want it to behave, so that's why I'm like kind of like stippling it on. So yeah, I'll try that out, see what it does, go from there. All right, put him off to the side too, and then our last guy right here, we'll try it out on him as well. So yeah, it said to go with a dark color underneath, so I got this really dark blue there. I think that's called heavy blue from Vallejo. It's really like super dark, like jeans color. It's pretty cool, but it's not a color I would normally use if I wasn't going to put something else over it. So it's a little too dark for me. Alright. Well, there we go. That's them all done. And then we just wait. We'll check it at the end of the stream, see how it's looking. I'll give it an hour or so at least. Should be pretty cool. Alright. So, this weekend was Gen Con, which is very exciting for some people. There was some neat stuff there that I liked, and we'll talk about that. Talk about other stuff that I didn't really care about. So, first off, Weird showed off a bunch of stuff for their Malifaux expansion. The Burning Man, which is pretty darn cool. We've got like new versions of all the heroes that already exist, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. So like if there's a character you really like, and they're like one of the like main heroes, or like stop, thank you. They might be getting like a new version, so that's pretty cool. So then when you choose to play that hero, you'll be able to pick whatever version you want, which is pretty cool. It's just always neat to see more stuff from Malifaux, because it looks like a ton of fun, and I can't wait to try it out. So that's pretty cool. Thank you. I don't know. My painting posture feels weird today. Feels weird. Am I on camera? Yeah, I'm on camera. Okay, cool. Alright, so I'm just blocking in the pinks. You've seen a lot of the Tyranids that I do already. It took me so many different colors to figure out what one I liked. Then I did this color scheme on a whim after watching some action movie, and I was like, I don't think this would look good on the big guys. And then I was like, let me try it on a big guy. Fuck it. And I fell in love with it. But anyway, yeah, so Weird's got some cool stuff they announced. They got their book and all. They have a board game called Bayou Bash, which looks like a lot of fun that came out. If the Bayou Bash board game had come with the minis instead of the meeples, I 100% would have picked it up. Just to try it out on the channel here. But it comes with these weird little meeples, and they're cool, but I don't know. I want to get some kind of mini these days with it, so they do make a set that has like all of the minis for it, but unfortunately my game store did not have that. There we go. So yeah, I'm just painting in his like gooey areas. So after I figure out the basing for my Tyranids, I'm going to go back, and all these pink areas are all going to get high gloss. But yeah, so that's Weird Games. They have their cool expansion for Malifaux coming out, which is very nice for them. And GW announced all kinds of shit in a really weird manner too, like super weird, super strange. Because like you'd think it would be like consistent, like every day they announce the same thing, something at the same time. No, it was like all over the place. It was really weird. And then some of it was like, oh, we're announcing it on social media before we announce it on the website. It's like, what? They're like, yeah, we're having fans announce it. It's like, this is weird. So, definitely strange, but neat nonetheless. At least there's some cool stuff in there, you know? I will say that Gen Con, I'm not an agoraphobia kind of person, but Jesus Christ, seeing crowds like that nowadays, like post-COVID, oh my god, like dude, there was so many fucking people at Gen Con. Like looking at a packed hall is just like too fucking much these days. It's like way too fucking much. So at first I was like, man, I wish I could be there. And then I saw those photos and I was like, I'm happy I'm not there. It was way too much. But yeah. So GW announced a bunch of weird stuff. So the one thing I think that I don't know shit about is they announced an expansion for Warcry, which is very cool. So it's called Warcry, I think, Blood Rain, something like that. Blood Harvest, something like that. And they did this little teaser video for it that's like a children's nursery rhyme about Itsy Bitsy the Spider. And it shows traveling through this gate to this like underground like steampunk kingdom. Really weird. People are saying online that it's going to mean that there's going to be a spider goblin faction in Warcry, which would be pretty cool, and then Chaos Dwarves, which would also be pretty cool, because people want Chaos Dwarves, and if you add them to Warcry, then people can put them into their Chaos Unbound armies, or whatever the hell, Slaves to Chaos armies, which would be really cool. That would make a lot of people very happy. So hopefully they're actually doing that. But it's just really weird, like, video, this weird little nursery rhyme and stuff. And I was like, not really, you know, what I was expecting for Warcry. But I mean, at least it means we're probably going to get at least one more team. What I'm assuming is it means we're going to get 2 teams in a Catacombs style box set. Which is pretty cool. But I'm assuming that's what it means. So I'll have to keep an eye on it, see when they announce more stuff for it. Thankfully, it's not a rule set 2.0, Because if they had done that to AOS, Kill Team, and Warcry in the same year, be a little much, man. You know? So, that would be a little much. But, hopefully, they'll give us some more info on it and we can see what it is. So right now, there's not enough to know if it's cool or to be excited for it or what, right? Like, spiders are cool and all, but it could be super lame. Or it could be like, I don't know, like Striders or something cool like that, which would be pretty sweet. But we'll just have to wait and see. So that was the thing that's sort of like at noon, I guess. And talk about the stuff, I guess, that's very good. They are doing a terrain set for Necromunda. That's like a market. It's got like market stalls and like canopies and stuff. Super cool. Easily the coolest thing at GenCon. Like, by a country mile, the coolest thing. Just because I have, you know, a whole table's worth of Necromunda terrain from all the Necromunda starters. So, like, the idea of having little canopies and stuff in there, really cool, super interesting. I am mega down for that, 100%. 110% into that. Yeah. It's just really cool. It looks like you get at least 3 of them in a box. 3 of these like canopy things that have like little shop bits and like little like bits of terrain to get in the way and stuff. Like little like signs and, you know, food stalls, and it's pretty cool. So I am super excited for that coming out. Just because I think it'll make, like, I really like playing Necromunda. Necromunda is one of my favorite games now since I've been playing it on the channel here. And I think it'll just be a lot of fun. I really enjoy setting up the terrain for it. Like, the terrain is a dream in that game. With all the like wall sections and the tubes and all the walkways and stuff, and how it all connects together and everything. It's really, really nice. So getting some shops would be super, super cool. So yeah, so that's the really, really good thing. Necromunda also has a new gang coming out, which is like, they're calling them the Outcasts. They kind of look like just like generic shitheads, like the kind of like civilians and stuff that would be in the Underhive. They don't really have any like theme or like character to them, which would be cool, right? Like to have a box of just like generic assholes. That would be super cool to have in the games, because there are missions that actually call for like generic guys, right? Like the Corpse Grinder cult have one called, I think, Meat Harvest, and basically the mission is, can the Corpse Grinder cult fucking murder everybody before you stop them? That's pretty cool. So it'd be neat to have some like kind of generic guys for stuff like that. And it's really weird because they all have like assault weaponry, right? Like they've got like chain swords and pistols and stuff and like las guns and all. And it's like, well, you know, I kind of like some like holding bags or like butcher cleavers or wrenches, or, you know what I mean? Stuff that like civilians could like pick up to try to defend themselves. I think that would be a lot cooler than to like, here's my automatic pistol, you know? Like the Underhive is a dangerous place, but everybody doesn't have a fucking las gun just rocking around, you know what I mean? So yeah, we'll have to see how that develops some more. Hopefully they have some fun options in there for them that aren't just like military grade weaponry. Hopefully they have some, like, I don't know, like scrap guns and stuff like that. But they're all nice sculpts. There's a lot of variety in them. There's men and women in there, which is very nice. And they look like they'll be a really nice base for kit bashing either way. So that's super cool. But I'm just hoping they get some weapons that aren't, you know, like assault rifles and stuff. If they don't, I will probably end up grabbing some from third party, like I don't know, Puppets of War or something like that. Grabbing some like just like generic weapons, or like more civilian-y kind of weapons, because they sell a bunch for the Escape from Tarkov game. I can't remember the fucking name of it. Yeah, the one where it's like set in Russia and you're in like alien waste runoff land. What the fuck is the name of that game? I don't know. Cannot remember it. But yeah, they sell like generic like everyday guns and stuff, and like swords and all for that. So, well, we'll see about that. But we'll see what comes in the box. They might be cool. They might not be. We'll have to see. And then there we go. Let's touch up little bits. The pink's gonna need another coat. I'm just trying to make sure everywhere's got some paint on it. You know what I mean? Just because it'll make the second coat easier later. Yeah. So, that was the cool stuff for Necromunda and Warcry. The Warcry thing, don't really know enough about it. So I have to wait and see if it's cool. Necromunda stuff, the terrain is amazing. The gang looks so-so. But we'll have to wait and see. Then they announced a launch box for the Black Templars for 40k. I don't really like the Black Templars. I feel weird playing a like super anti-Xenos faction. It feels strange to me putting those on the table. But I mean, people are super happy for it, and that's cool. Even if it's not my jam, I don't want to like crap on somebody else's jam. So, I will say the box itself is pretty mediocre looking. Because the actual Marines you get look really nice. They've got like tabards and all kinds of stuff. But then you get these like Marines in training, and they look fucking horrible. Like, whoever decided to sculpt them all with like fucking bowl cuts, like really, they need to be cut. Because their hair is fucking atrocious. Like, whoever did those head sculpts, man, big oof to that. Big fucking oof to that. Whoever did those head sculpts. They look really rough. And then you get two different Marine guys who are both doing this and like holding their sword up. And I'm like, that's okay, but it's weird that you get two HQs doing that in the same box. Like, the cool looking flamethrower in the box, but that's really about it. Everything else is kind of like, I don't know, kind of ho-hum. Or like, you know, 50 in one hand, 50 in the other kind of thing. It's like, yeah, that dude holding the sword up is cool, but it's weird that you get another guy that looks basically just like him. That's really weird. You know, or the guy with the flamethrower is cool, and the Marines are cool, but the like Marines in training look fucking terrible. So really weird. Strange box, but people are excited for it. That's awesome, you know? If people want to play Black Templars, more power to them. It's really not cool. GW is doing this like limited codex release thing again. That's super not cool. I don't think anyone's really liked how the 9th edition codexes have been released. They've been, I don't know, not very consumer friendly, I'll say. So, but hopefully people are having fun with it, and hopefully people are looking forward to it. I will not be one of the people picking it up because it's not for me, and that's fine. Look at me, but resisting to buy a box set, right? What the hell is this? It's like crazy. Alright, so there's the first set of pink on that guy. So yeah, he'll need to dry. We'll touch the pink up. We'll touch all the white up. Get in there and actually do the details on the white. And then he's pretty much ready for washes. These Tyranids are super, super easy to paint. And I like how they really stand out. I think being this weird, like, pink and white contrast, especially once they'll have the weird blue on the base, I think they'll have this really cool, like, they really stand out on the table kind of look to them. You know, really draw people over and get them to go, what the fuck is that? You know? And I think that's pretty cool. That's what I always aim for when I'm painting my bros. So, yeah, okay, so he's going to dry for a minute. What are we going to get up to next? Let's see. Let's paint this lady. Yeah, let's work on some of the chaos guys. Alright, so what color do we want these guys to be? My brain was to paint them in my Nurgle colors, but I think I kind of want them to be more generic kind of cultists than that. Than like one specific kind of color. So I think I need to back up and punt and pick out some other stuff. So she's going to have some straps. They're going to be this color. They're going to be khaki. And then she's going to have filthy cape. Let's use that one. I like that one. We're going to do her skin in cobalt skin, because I know how to paint that, and we don't wind up with this dude who's like super red. So I need to fix his skin still. So we got those three. Her gun is gunmetal. Kind of want to do her armor in a weird color, to be honest. Maybe like red metal or something might be fun. Or maybe like doing it in like Purido or something might be cool. Yeah, let's try that out. Let's give that a go. But yeah, so that was the 40k reveals. They didn't reveal anything else besides that, which is fine. I mean, that's a lot. It just, you know, not anything for me to get really excited about, so, but it's okay. As you see, I've got lots of stuff to paint. And then they announced some stuff for Kill Team, which, I mean, more power to them. Feels a little soon to me, given that Kill Team literally just came out, like 2 weeks ago. But, you know, if that's what they want to do, it's what they want to do. So they announced some more stuff for it. Which, I'm trying to pick my words carefully here because I don't want to crap on things other people like. Other people are very excited for it, but I am not. I think it's a bad direction to go. And it's not... Alright, so let me back up and talk about what they actually released. Okay, so the Krieg and the Orcs are coming out on their own, which is cool. 100% down for that. That's how it should be. They should come out on their own boxes. 100%. They're doing an actual starter set, not the Octarius box. Also super, super cool. It's good to have like a permanent on the shelf everyday box that anyone that decides that they want to start the game can go and pick up, and it will give them all the stuff to start playing. Right? You need to have a starter set of some kind in your game these days. 110% though, that's awesome. I'm a little annoyed it has the Orcs and the Krieg in it, because I probably wouldn't have bought the Octarius box if I had known that starter box was coming out. I probably would have just waited and bought the starter box. But I'm assuming that's why they didn't tell people that it was coming out. But that's kind of shady. I'm not super happy about it. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. I think that'll look really cool when I put some washes over it. Alright. Let's see. Let's make her pants gray. So I'm going to need 3 different cloth colors here. You know what? I have a bunch of that metal out. Let's paint some more metal. Let's paint some other guys. You know what would be really neat? If all of the metal wasn't the same color and it was a little bit of a mix. That might be really cool. I don't know. We'll have to see. We'll paint this lady's boobie protector first. But yeah, so they're putting out a... It's cool. It's cool. And then they're doing another box. And I'm like, GW, too many boxes, bro. You need to slow down with these fucking boxes. So this is another... It does not come with all of the measuring gauges and stuff like that. And it does not come with the big main core rulebook. And I'm looking at this and I'm like, that's gonna be like $200. And I'm like, and it's not gonna have these things the other one did. So a little worried about that. Plus, honestly, the factions that are in it, they suck. Like, straight up. They super suck. They have the Tau, but they didn't give them new Tau models. They just gave them, like, an upgrade sprue. And the upgrade sprue almost entirely just has, like, new heads on it. And that's, like, it. And, like, they made a medic now. And it's like, ooh, okay. And it's like, that's kind of lame. Well, you know, it'd be cool if there was, like, a crisis suit or something in there. I'm like, you know, you could have mixed a crisis suit in there. They come on their entire own individual runners. Like, you know, could have done something cool like that, but they didn't. That's really disappointing. And then the other side of this is an entirely new Sisters of Battle unit, which is awesome. I love the Sisters of Battle. I love my Sisters Army. They are a ton of fun to play, and they are just wonderful. But they're fucking ugly. Like, not even like not attractive. Like, the models are fucking ugly. like whoever sculpted them, Jesus Christ, man. They're really fucking ugly. And I think it's because they have this whole, like, they're wearing habits thing, right? Because, okay, so the Sisters of Battle are basically space nuns, right? But they don't normally do the, like, I cover up part of my head thing. They usually have, like, anime girl hair, which is awesome. And a lot more fun than, like, I cover up part of my face. But these sisters, they have the, like, the actual habits. And I'm just like, that looks like crap. So they don't have any cool power armor. And then they're wearing these stupid, like, hood habit things. And I just, ugh. Man, it is not for me. Not for me at all. Like, if people like them, that's awesome. But it's a big hard pass for me. Like, not even a little bit of like interest in it. But yeah, just interesting stuff that, like, you know, they're choosing to do like another box. And like, I'm a little meh about that, but whatever. I mean, I do love boxes, but I feel like it's been a lot of boxes. They need to calm it down a little bit. You know what I mean? Alright, so there's her armor. We've still got some of that armor color out, so let's grab another person. Let's grab this dude. And maybe I'll go back through and change some of the other armor color. And it's like pick one out here and there and be like, okay, this guy's armor is now bronze or whatever. But yeah, so that was everything they announced. Oh, they announced a new Blood Bowl team. Looks cool. They're like Khorne Berserker guys. There's a couple Beastmen mixed in there. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I mean, I don't play Blood Bowl. I don't really have any interest in Blood Bowl at all because it's like football themed. I have like zero desire about it. But it looks cool for people that like it. I mean, I'm sure they'll be excited about some Blood Bowl guys. Even if it ain't my jam. Let's paint some boots. But yeah. Little disappointing they're going to this like weird like multiple launch box thing. It's just strange. I'm not a big fan of it. I feel like there's too many boxes already without them being like, every couple of months we're going to release a new Kill Team box. And I'm like, why though? You know, it just feels like they're saturating their own market a little bit there. But whatever. They make them choices, not me. But I will be passing on it. So it's not my jam for sure. I wish they would have given the the Tau actual new models, but no luck. And yeah, that's everything that got announced at what's it called? I was really surprised they didn't have any announcements for the next Battle Tome for AOS. They really seem to have dropped the ball on poor AOS. This 3rd edition came out and they were just like 40k, 40k, 40k! Which I like. I like 40k, but I was like, ooh, man, that feels bad. You know? That feels really bad for them, you know? And people that are like only AOS players. But yeah, we'll have to see what the next Battle Tome is. I'm looking forward to actually getting to play once these fucking numbers chill out. You know, I actually get to play the 2 Battle Tomes I just got yesterday. Maybe I'll get to take my Cruel Boys out. Or take my my Bad Dragon Stormcast out. Which, by the way, I was very surprised the Bad Dragons were not announced today. for pre-order. Instead, it's 40k orc stuff, which is all good stuff, don't get me wrong, but I thought for sure they would announce the Bad Dragon stuff today. But it's all good. Anyway. So, that's just my thoughts on Gen Con. I wanted to talk about it a little bit, because really a mixed bag in my thoughts for it. Because, like, the Warcry thing, they didn't give us enough for it to really be interesting. You know? It's just like, okay, that's... You gave us a weird nursery rhyme, that's cool. And then the everything like 40k themed I just don't care about, or I'm like just not into at all. That got announced, except for the Necromunda terrain. That's golden. But yeah, super weird. There we go. There we go. Just painting boots. Painting boots. Let's see. We've got what, four other people. Let's do all their boots. Boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. So yeah, just gonna have to keep an eye out for when they announce the dragons. So I am looking forward to them. I'm getting my Stormcast all ready, so I put a big old dragon on the table, and I am excited. But right now I've got Cruel Boys to work on. They're going to get some kit bashing done, and then they're going to get painted, or they're going to get primed, probably later tonight, honestly. Me and my husband are going out for dinner for our anniversary, because tomorrow is our anniversary. So me and him took tomorrow off, but we're going to go out for dinner tonight. So we got a reservation tonight at a very fancy Korean barbecue. It's like a Wagyu Korean barbecue, and we've been there once before, and it was phenomenal. Extremely expensive. Jesus Christ, it's expensive, but it is very, very good, and he really enjoyed it. So gonna take him out there today. Gonna go out this afternoon, or this evening rather. So that's pretty cool. And then, yeah, that's about it. That's about the only thing we really have planned for our anniversary, to be honest. We can't really go anywhere because of COVID. You know, we're trying to limit that as much as possible. I have a trip planned to see my folks in October, because my husband has to fly, so I figured we would double up and do it all at the same time, because that makes sense to me. But we're not like taking trips to the other islands and stuff like a lot of people do on their anniversary right now, just because the numbers suck. The numbers really, really suck. So I like to avoid that as much as possible. So our only anniversary plan is to go get some really, really nice Korean barbecue down in town. Now, there's a couple nice Korean barbecue places in town, but we're going to a super, super good one. Really nice. Actually, mega looking forward to it because it's really, really good. And yeah. It's pretty much really my only plan for this. I'm making a long weekend, taking tomorrow off just to spend the day with my man so we can hang out and maybe play some game and stuff. Alright, there's a shit ton of boots painted. Let's see, what else? Lots and lots of belts and stuff. I don't really want to paint those until I get some of the other colors down, because all the belts are like over top some of the colors. So let's do a little bit of skin work, and then we'll go ahead and we'll check our boys out, see how their weird gel is drying, and we'll probably just call it there. It's really my only plan was to talk about gencon and how weird a lot of it is. You know, there's like some of it, like the lady, are you wearing a shirt? Yes, you are. You know, some of it, you know, like the kill team boxes and stuff. I don't understand that kind of marketing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that being like the goal, right? But I mean, that's what they're doing. You know, they're just trying to do these hype boxes over and over and over again. And it's like, eventually you're going to just kill people's hype with too much, you know? Because, like, I really like the hype boxes for, like, the new editions and stuff. But, like, them coming out, like, with one so often, a little bit of a killer. Especially when, in a month and a half or something, they'll probably be announcing new battle forces. Like, after Black Friday, they'll probably be announcing new battle forces. And it's like, ooh, man. You know, those are always super tempting. But we'll see. We'll see. As far as the battle forces go, I would really like a Soulblight Gravelords one this year. That would be super awesome. Or like a Flesh Eater Quartz one would be really good too. But we'll just have to wait and see what they choose to do. But I'd really like Flesh Eater Quartz, Soulblight Gravelords would be nice. Ossiarch Bone Reapers will also be a super good one. Just because, like, the Ossiarch Bone Reapers right now, they don't even have a start collecting box. You know? Like, you don't even have a place to start that army if you wanted to. Now, they don't have a ton of models in their army, but, like, it's just like, ooh, man, that sucks for people that are like, I want to play Ossiarch Bone Reapers, you know? So at least, like, a Battle Force box would help that out a little bit. Yeah, because, like, see what other factions don't have starters. Soulblight have one, but it's like skeleton skeleton horse riders and like skeleton troops. It's not like any vampires or any other like monsters or like undead or anything. It's all, well, I guess it's undead, but it's like primarily skeletons. It's a cool box, don't get me wrong. And it's a nice start for like if you want a bunch of like skeleton infantry, if that's the way you want to go with the army, it's a really good start. But even they don't have one really. You know, they don't have one that I guess matches all the aspects of the faction. Same could really be said for Skaven, because they just have that Clan Pestilence box. And Clan Pestilence is such a small, or, you know, it's such a you know, it's like one part of Skaven, and Skaven is like this massive thing. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's tomorrow. We're going out tonight. Sorry, I'm just sitting here ranting. Not even really looking at the screen. I'm just like, where models, where? Today. That's all I'm doing. But I don't know. Ugh, it's a very, very low energy day today. I'm trying to dredge up the energy compared to what I had yesterday. Can't say I'm succeeding, but I'm trying. You know, I can't say I'm succeeding, but I'm trying. So we're gonna use this up. And then I'm gonna then we'll check our blue guys. We'll check our weird gel medium, and then we'll probably call it, because I talked about Gen Con, and as much as I don't like to admit it, I am running out of juice. It's a little bit of a low energy day, unfortunately. So I will probably. Probably actually going to go to camp in my chair and play a little bit of video game. Try to get some of that energies back. Maybe do some lunch with my husband. Maybe set up and play some Minecraft with my nephew before we go downtown. So yeah. So we got a little work on them done. We got the first coat of this guy's pinks done, which is pretty cool. So he can join my... I'm shooting for having a fully functional, at least 500 points of a Tyranid army done by the end of September. That is my goal. I am well on the way there. I probably actually could put what I have together to be 500 points, but I would like to have everything that's like primed and painted and everything done before then. So I've got this guy. I've got one more of these tentacles. I've done the other two already. So that's what they look like when they're all painted. So I've got two of them already done. I've got these three guys. These three gun guys. And then I have another card effects back here who needs some more love. Once I have that done, I think my Tyranid goal for the month will be completed, because that's a lot of what I have primed. So I have some stuff that I stripped the paint off of, who's just sort of thrown in a box, like a bag right now. I need to go through and I need to fix them up, because they're not like 100% stripped yet. So I need to go through and fix them up and get them really like ready for priming again. But these are what I have primed. So this is my goal, get these guys finished up by the end of the month. I think that's more than doable. And then this guy needs kit bashing, some more kit bashing, because I wanted to add on to him a little bit more. I'm not super happy with how he looks, so he needs some more kit bashing. And then everything else I have either needs finished being stripped, which stripping's such a fucking pain in the ass. I hate doing it. The stuff finish needs to be stripped, or it needs to be primed. Like my big bird here, or all the little birds that my family got me. I have tons of these little birds. They all need to be primed to go with the big bird. Yeah. So that's what I got right now. For my hobby goals is everybody right here. Yeah. And hopefully I'll get these guys up and running so we can maybe play next weekend. That would be pretty cool to play Doomsday Countdown. They're a little too grimy. I want to brighten them up a little bit. So I'll break that out and water down some of the gray and then mix it in and it should be good. Anyway, the thing we forgot to do that I said we were going to do that I totally forgot about. Alright, let's look at this gel. Okay, so we can see it's starting to dry kind of clear on the edges. And then it's got more color in the middle where it hasn't really dried yet. So let's look at the other ones. Alright, so this guy was on thinner. So you can see it's drying. You can see it's pulling in a little bit. See it pulling in there on the edges? Probably hard to see on the camera, but it's pulling in on the edges a little bit, so it's like shrinking down. Alright, it is drying a lot more clear than I thought it would, not as colorful as I expected, to be honest. So it might be a situation where I actually I put this down and then I paint it. That might be a thing that happens. I might put a bright blue over this because I want it to be a bright blue. I don't want it to really be a dark blue like that. So we'll see what happens with it, and I'll keep updates on Instagram. And yeah, we'll see what it does. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call it there. I'm going to go check on my man. And probably relax for a little bit, try to build some energy back up. Get that motor running. Yeah, that's about it. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to run. Thank you guys for listening to me babble about Gen Con. And hopefully I'll get these guys all done and painted soon, too. I want to do a little bit of kit bashing work, and I want to do a little bit of green stuff sculpting on them. You know, the Griffhounds need dongs and stuff. And they don't have those yet, so. Soon though. Alright, I'm going to call it there. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this was fun listening to me prattle on about DEF CON. Gen Con, not DEF CON. DEF CON's way different. DEF CON was fun. DEF CON was really good. I listened to some stupid talks though. But, whatever. Anyway, I'm out. Have a good one.